Hi, and welcome back to Not TV Canada, and I am just in YouTube channel. Um, my head is all over the place because there's so much I need to do, and I don't know what to do. The clock is ticking. I'm running out of time on my options with everything. Um, but I really wanted to make sure I shared some single extra pieces to go with the story I just shared that I just wrote. The answer was no, because if I'm going to gather together eclectically the right people for the goal of this uh, stuff shared, then I need to make sure I have it out there, and hopefully it gets popular and shared around, and who knows, reaches somebody who can reach somebody that gets it to the right group of people that something can be done here with. And so I mentioned Aerosmith, Eminem, and Axl Rose, and this song is called "The Angels Cry." Uh, Rough start. My early youth, Marcus running around on streets trying to survive, trying to get through school, trying to understand why my education was being attacked. I got as far as going to grade 11, going to schools all over the place. I think by the time I had gotten to grade 11, I had been to like 18 different schools. Somewhere in the midst of all that, I finally crushed on somebody. It wasn't a healthy situation with their family and the time I spent around them. But I didn't know much about what healthy love is, what good relationships were. And when you're that desperate, you cling on to almost anything out of desperation when they pay attention to you. And there were a few good experiences and moments in this one person, um, and how he behaved towards me on his understanding of things I had done around self harming and things that he's like, well, why would she do that? And so he showed a bit of care and interest, and he did some things that made my heart go pitter patter enough that uh, I was inspired to start writing creatively again after the writer's block that had taken place, that had been caused by my first novel being chucked in the garbage, where my mom went in on a rampage, anger, rage, and swooped all the paperwork from my room that she could find to excuse herself into saying, "Oh, your room is a mess." And I just cleaned it because she had been called by the school and said that I had been missing school, hadn't been going and wasn't attending on time. Um, there was a gazillion reasons for that. So logically, her reaction was not the correct one. When you have an aspiring artist, a youth that is advanced in her skill, her understanding, and direction in what she wants in life and what she already knows she is, you support it. You don't discourage it or get angry about it. You sit down and figure out why, and then you figure out what you can do to support it. I was at home writing. I didn't go anywhere. I wasn't running on the streets. I wasn't doing anything wrong with anybody. I was simply staying up really late watching Arsenio Hall. Was my muse. That was my motivator. It was my inspiration to get this story done, to be one of the youngest authors in the world at 13, so I could get my mom and me out of poverty, to get us away from the state we were living in, with the toilet in the bathroom almost coming through the roof and the backyard just full of dog poop over the winter time. So when she did that, I shut down, I disconnected, I ran to the streets, and for years I didn't write a thing. Nothing could come out of me. The darkness took over, the drugs and the rock and roll music of that era. I mean, everything. So Aerosmith, Metallica, Guns N' Roses, AC/DC, Skid Row, they kept me going. Black Sabbath, my wounds were so deep that it took them, right, to raise me, to keep me going in the world and not have it end around the same crux of Nirvana's story, right? Nobody understood that. I understand it. When somebody's missing from a place in the industry, something's not right, and you feel that, and you feel like people are going to think you're crazy if you try to explain it. You find it easier to just do something rash as your answer to, well, I want to make sure everybody who's supposed to be in the living, who's supposed to be successful, be in a certain place, a certain time, remains there. And you are the person on the other end of that going, well, that wasn't right. You didn't need to do that to, make sure that I stayed alive, that I remain in the living, that I make it to today where I can share this song and backtrack to November Rain. And the inspiration behind knowing that I was on time when I was trying to do this song on the piano in that last high school that I attended in grade 11, to try and get this out in the radio, to try and reach Guns N' Roses, try to reach my New York, because by then I had already had my New York. The city of Canada, as it were, was my New York. And I grew up on Billy Joel and listening to the music, the Greyhound taking me to New York. And so I thought when November Rain came out and it had its huge success, and he was showing people his heart on his sleeve by the fact that he could play such brilliant piano. And I don't think we all knew that. Maybe none of us knew that, but he was happily married in his little bubble at that time, and we were all happy for him. And I would have done anything to have had this song reach on time its target of performing a piece that opens up for him and also opens the world up for me, because Courtney, right, from Hole, who was married to our beloved Nirvana. The point is, she said it only takes one song to take the world. And if I had been on time when I was on time, this would have been the song that would have done that. And everything changed after that. The demeanor of Axl Rose, his music, the albums, the touring, everything changed for everybody around this, because it didn't happen on time when I was still that young, cool girl with the blue hair that went by the nickname Blue, who was tortured artistically about where her place in this needed to be to have the career she should have had. So I'm going to share the words with you guys here. I do have a lot of recordings done, demos and stuff. I have a tape somewhere. I think I had the tape switched over to a CD. But with all the stuff I have packed between my place here and Vancouver, it has to take very, very careful unpacking to find that sound track, because the guy that transferred it over for me just did the full thing. Like, he put it on and then walked away, came back, and then he gave me a copy where all of it was recorded once. So I have to still figure out how to splice stuff. But it's one of the songs I can probably still practice enough on the piano where something good can result of it. But I'd love for him to get his hands on it and sink his soul into it and put himself in front of a piano again, and sort of fill in the background on what happened there, in the timing behind how important it is for certain things to happen at the right time in the right place, and what happens when things go wrong. So here it is. The song's called The Angels Cry, verse 1. The angels cry as the days go by, watching the souls and the spirits die. People don't know the inner mind cries. They're watching our love as the days go by. Chorus. Mustn't give up hope, continue to try. Reaching out to you and showing you why. Just feel the pain and let yourself cry. But don't let your love die. Don't let your love die. If you need a reason, I have a reason to give. They say the recession's over, but the depression's now begun. There's fighting everywhere, and the youth are dying young. Don't let your love die. Don't let your love die. Chorus. Mustn't give up hope, continue to try, and reaching out to you and showing you why. Just feel the pain and let yourself cry, but don't let your love die. If you need a reason, I have a reason to give. Lights in the corner of the room shine bright. Her head hangs low from the damage of the blows. Looks at the knife about to take her life. Lost enough blood, no strength left to fight. Nowhere to go, can't stay another night. Wishing there's a way to make the wrongs all right. Chorus. Mustn't give up hope, continue to try. In reaching out to you, I've been showing you why. Just feel the pain, feel the pain, feel the pain, and let yourself cry. But don't let your love die. Don't let your love die. If you needed a reason, I have a reason to give. My love died. My love died. Verse 4. The angels cry as the days go by, watching the souls and the spirits die. People don't know. The inner mind cries, they're watching our love and saying goodbye. As the days go by, don't let your love die. Don't let your love die. So it was a hard fall from grace. I went to a very dark place and I struggled for years in that space. And my songs and my poetry and running, like in the other story, and Aerosmith and Janie's Got a Gun, I just kept running to try and get to a place that was safe, to try to get away from the pain, from the people causing it, and that roaring lion always out there at your heels, trying to devour you. And it took a long time for me to get over the space where the urges, to end my life finally ended, where a healing took place, where I was stronger than the thoughts and the impulses, where I could move on to another place in my life and therefore my work. And so healing begins. So it was many years of struggling on and off and in and out of the drug scene, going from shelters to find ways to get into programs that give you housing, in and out of recovery houses, detoxes. What I actually never did, genuinely, was go to a real treatment center. I never ever had real treatment. Canada doesn't really offer real treatment. They're into end of life care. They're not into actual recovery, healing. They don't actually want to help people get well, because the people that went to school to get educations want money. So they want the cycle that's broken to remain broken in the lives below them, so they can help a little and get paid. But obviously, as I'm growing up, I didn't understand or see all of that. You sort of learn over time how dependent the society is on things being a certain kind of broken, so that the wheels keep turning. So we have an economy, which really isn't an economy when you think about the damage that's causing, and the lives that are lost over it. So I'm grateful I got to share that with you guys today. There's another song that goes with this piece that would have gone with that era of the bands that I just mentioned. So I will find that piece and also post that up here. But at the end of the day, the story goes with yesterday's piece about don't let the monster, don't let Mammon, don't let the sinner man, don't let that badness in the end take away your right to live, right? Take away your right to love, and to aspire to share your story or find the stories of others that help give you the inspiration to keep going and get to a better place. Because it's only working together with each other that we can come up with answers to create a world we all want to live in together, because of the amount of experience and commonalities that we have in these struggles and shared stories together. That's going to create a world that we want, and tells those other people who want it to be in their harmful way that they're wrong and they're not part of our plans, and that we say, no, no more of this. It's our way. You can take the highway. And I like that thought in that scenario. So I will keep coming back to share more. I have to type up stuff with that piece, figure out where I'm going to send it by email. So stay tuned for more of what's coming. I will be doing my meat pie today, so there will be video clips here and there of what I'm doing in my cooking of that meat pie. I'm trying to get my house ready to be cleaned up for the spring and my trip back to Vancouver finally, where I can go work for the summer and work on actual public touring and performing, because I have enough books, and basically I'm ready. And to grow my dog walking business. I have a visitor coming on Saturday with another dog that I have booked for about 10 days, which I'm excited for. So I just need to get all this stuff out of the way. So I will share the videos as I get stuff done. So stay tuned, support, subscribe, and share this stuff with everybody where it might help make a difference. And I hope it helps too. Thank you for watching from Future Productions, Now TV Canada. I am just Jen, signing out. Bye.